Welcome to Focus. I'm Pearl Owl, your host, and tonight we have a really special night for you planned with Mr. Science and Melanie. Welcome to Focus, Mr. Science.
Thanks for having
and
us.
Melanie.
Thank you very much,
And
Pearl.
I guess you don't want us to know your real names, so that's fine. You're Mr. Science and Melanie. And tell us a little bit about what you do.
Well, we do presentations for children, and not just children. I mean, we've done stuff for adults and stuff too, but Melanie, of course, is a musician, a very talented musician, and I do science programs for kids, and we've joined together and put some of those together that have science and music.
And you're going to do some entertaining for us tonight, right? And Melanie,
Right.
how did you get involved in all of this? Now, were you a
Well,
musician prior to this?
Yes, I was a musician prior to this, but I love entertaining for children. And I also do music therapy. And I was hired by Very Special Arts to come in and do some music therapy for the special needs kids. And that's how I met Mr. Science.
Oh.
He was on their board of directors, and music marries science, and that's how we ended up doing stuff together.
Great. And you have several children of your own, right?
Oh, yeah.
5.
Yeah.
5 children. Wow.
Yeah.
Yes, we do.
Now, are they scientists and musicians also?
Well, everybody's a scientist till you teach them not to be. So every kid knows physics. You let go of something, it hits the ground, you know. So
Now, you're really not a scientist, you said earlier when I talked with you. Tell us a little bit about how you got involved in doing this process.
well, I started off. Always been interested in science, loved science, worked in a science museum when I was younger, going to college and stuff. And I worked in radio and television for years. And the people that were trying to put together a science program before you had all these other science TV shows, I think the only thing at the time was Mr. Wizard. This was, about 20 years ago or so. They were trying to put together one, and they asked me to come and help organize the whole thing. So I was, making sure we had all the kids and the equipment and the people and the cameras and so on. And we were putting it all together, and we had a studio set up just for doing these science programs. And I was not doing the programs. I was managing the whole thing.
Wow.
But if somebody didn't show up, I'd step in and make it work, And the kids didn't know my name, so they started calling me Mr. Science, and it just stuck. And we had scientists from NASA, we had geologists and, rocket scientists and just all kinds of folks coming in and doing programs for us. And we had about 5 school buses a day coming through our facility, and we were videotaping a lot of the programs. And I got a call in the middle of the night one time, and the guy says, we're shutting the whole thing down. And I wasn't in charge of anything. I was just making sure, I was, logistics and management, but they were all in charge of the money and who was, doing what. And the guy says, come and get all this equipment tonight if you want. There's a lock on the door in the morning. And it was a big shock, And I went and got some of the equipment, and it was up to me to call all these schools and people and say, program's over. There's nothing, And I thought, I can't do that. And so I called up the rec departments, and I said, you got some space for us? And they said, yeah. And we started doing the programs in the recreation centers. And now I've been doing programs for Satellite Beach Recreation Center for over 15 years now.
Now, you have a picture that you sent in. with part of that studio, you get a shot, we can see maybe of your studio.
Yeah.
And that's where people come into your studio, right? Can we maybe you can pull that up on the monitor?
Yeah, it's actually one of my students. I used to do after-school programs, and Kevin Davidson. Yeah, there it is on the screen. And
there's a train too.
Yeah, there's a train going. Yeah, we have a train comes through. You notice we have a road, but we haven't got the stopping signal, so it's very dangerous. Yeah. The laboratory is actually quite big, and my student who started in the 2nd grade with me and is now graduated from college and has come back to the area. He volunteers down here, and he came in and took this picture. And
I love that.
It shows. It really is a big laboratory for doing lots of cool stuff. And we have. You can't see all of our dinosaurs in there. We have dinosaur skeletons that are set up. They're full size.
Wow.
We've got Tesla coil lightning machines. We've got a computer center. We even have a game room with a pinball machine, ping pong, and hockey, air hockey, and foosball.
And a music center.
And a music center, the Kid Stuff Music Center. And we have kids come in there, and we have keyboards and guitars, and not kid toy stuff, but real professional stuff. We have a 200-watt guitar amp with an electric guitar there, and I have to constantly tell the kids, keep it down, because they'll just blast us out. But they come in there and they play, and a lot of her students are coming in from the Kid Stuff Guitar School.
Now, Melanie, you teach there, right? You teach guitar lessons?
I started the Kid Stuff Guitar School almost 8 years ago.
Is it just for kids, or do you have adults
well,
too?
I do teach adults, but I really was focusing on children because a lot of teachers didn't know how to teach children, and you have to teach kids differently. And I wanted to make...
her motto is, you play the first day.
Yeah. There you go.
So I wanted to have a way for kids to be self-motivated, and I wanted to have...
there's the picture.
Here's the picture, yes. There's one. Yep. There's some
That's
kids.
great.
That's one group. We have lots of.
That's the class of what?
Hundreds of kids.
2000.
Yeah, we do camps too. We do camps with the Kid Stuff School.
All summer.
And you have done artisan residencies. We talked about that too. So that's a lot of fun, and it gets you into the school programs and things like that. That's wonderful.
Traveling.
Now, how are you going to incorporate this? You're going to do a little demo for us on something, so maybe we can see something. How are we going to start that?
We've got the music
play a little song
and
for
science.
us.
Yeah, well,
Mr. Science brought some friends.
Miss Melany has songs about some of this stuff, and when we're performing our live shows, this is one of the stars of our show. This is a tarantula. We're going to see if we can get her to do a trick here.
She's trying to get out there.
Yeah, she's trying to get out. Now,
look at that.
I have to.
You let her out?
Oh yeah, I'm going to see if she can do her little trick for us here.
She's wiggling in there.
Yeah, that's a little bit of the vibration of my muscles of holding this here.
Now, what is her name?
Rosie.
Rosie,
okay. And she has.
Wow. Why don't you maybe hold
she
it
has
still
little
and
hairs.
they can zoom in on it for you.
Yeah,
just hold it right just one spot there.
And pull it around just like that. There we go. She has little hairs on her back that she can fling out, and if they get in your eye or something like that, it would be very painful. It's an emergency room kind of moment there. And she does have 2 large fangs, and you know what? We might even be able to get a picture of that. Let me go ahead and pull her out of here. The fangs are so cool because they're like surrounded by red fur, which is just awesome looking. And anyway, when we're doing these programs, Miss Melany will be singing her songs, and I'll...
Does she jump?
Not this species. Now, if I had a Mexican stripe meat, and her spinnerets are doing real good, so she wants to do her trick there. We set her up with a little bit of a moist environment there.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm just gonna let her come on over under here.
And now she won't bite or anything?
Let's hope not. I teach the kids. You always hear people. Does your dog bite or does your cat bite? And the answer is always yes, because if how else do they eat? Right? Yeah. So, but everybody's always talking about the behavior of the animal. Oh, my dog never bites. And that's not true. Every animal bites, and so it's just what are the conditions, And so I have to watch her behavior and
now, if she were to bite you, what would you do? Die?
No, I'm not allergic to her venom, and it's not that much to worry about.
Oh, look at she's
it'd be like a double bee sting.
Something.
Yeah, and that's what we're going to do. We're just going to reach back here and see if she'll let me have a little bit.
Oh my gosh, look at that.
If I can get it in front of that's her web.
Her webbing.
And you want to take some of that? There you go.
Sure.
And we just pull that out.
Oh my gosh, is that wonderful?
I don't know how much we can get out of there.
Oh,
see it.
wow, look at it floating now.
And that's something, you can barely see that on the screen, I think, but we have this long set of filaments that are coming out of there.
Oh, wow.
And you can see there's some more of it there. I can get it all over the place, make a mess here.
She's looking to
There.
fall down.
Now hers is not a very high tensile strength web. It's very soft. She tends to use it more for padding and stuff like that. Whereas another spider might actually hang from it and do other stuff. So she doesn't use it as a capture device so much as she does I think a moisture making device, because her lungs are on the bottom there. So when we're doing our program, we'll take this around the classroom, around the auditorium,
Isn't that
and
amazing?
let
I've
the
always
kids
wondered
see
how
this
that's-
stuff. Yeah, it's an air-cured polymer. And it just come right out of there.
Look at that.
So
You could see it in the light there, against the blue.
wouldn't that be funny if she like swung like Tarzan right over to you? And
Yeah,
just,
I'm okay. I get spiders that are about that size, not that thick, but they're those wolf spiders.
Oh, yeah,
come
yeah.
around my yard all the time. I have all kinds of spiders, and I don't bother them. A lot of people will kill them. I just let them be.
Well,
I feel like I'm.
Well,
This is very interesting.
Isn't that amazing?
To actually touch it. Like
And
this.
Melanie was not always so happy with spiders until we got together, and I explained to her that, I said we could maybe look at the fangs here.
Mr. Science.
Oh, you're going to sing your Mr. Science?
Yes,
Or your
I'm going
spider
to sing
song?
my
Okay.
song.
Let me see if I can just hold her up and get that. And we'll let you sing. Miss Melanie wrote a bug song for me. Okay, I'm going to see if, this is tricky because I have to get her to relax in a special way. And if you can, it'll take a zoom, I think. And
Bob, you think you can zoom in on that? Look at that.
you see the fangs up in there.
Oh, yeah. How interesting.
That one leg is kind of getting in the way.
How wonderful. She's a TV star today.
There we go.
She is.
Now, how long have you had? God, I'm starting to itch just having that thing. How long have you had Rosie?
We've had this Rosie.
They're all rosy.
It's like George
see.
Foreman. What's your kid's name? I name them all George. And I say, George, go to dinner. They all go to dinner. George, go to bed. They all go to bed.
So you use
she's
props
a
like
few
that
years old.
basically on
Yeah,
your.
yeah, she's a few years old. Yeah.
That's
So,
wonderful. Now, can you sing us a little song? We're going to be.
Yes, as a matter of fact,
don't have
we
too much
toured
time left here.
a musical science show that we invented for very special arts back in 2005 called Animalopolis.
Okay.
And we took it on the road. And this is one of the songs. Now we're coming out with a new CD, which is going to be out right before Christmas. And this song, Buggy Wuggy Blues.
I whistle on the album. Yeah.
That's
Oh,
right.
great.
He
Well,
makes
you
his
can
debut.
whistle right here.
Yeah. She's in charge of music. I do the jokes. I have a spider joke. You want to hear this?
No.
It's
We
a
don't
good
have time for a spider
You'll
joke.
love this spider joke. I made this up myself, okay? What do you call the back end of a spider?
What, Mr.
The
Science?
website.
Oh! Good one, good one. Yeah, I like that.
Life is tough when you're a bug. Everybody's big and you get slugged for no reason except they don't like what you look like. I can't help it if I creep you out. It's not my fault that you left food out on the counter. You know, we gotta eat too. So I sing the buggy wuggy blues. Don't you know we're all a part of a great big puzzle? Open up your eyes and see. Every face is different, but we make one picture. There's a place for you, and even one for me. Now we're here, and then we're gone. Life is short, so I'm gonna have some fun. So I'll watch you do a little dance when you see me. I feel so misunderstood. I'd be happy if I only could trade antennas with you for just one day. Tell me, sing a buggy wuggy blues. That's why I sing the buggy wuggy
Very nice. You didn't see that, but he had.
Oh, I had a feeling.
So that's part of your act, then, huh? You got.
I got a music instrument you can play along with her on the other songs.
Okay. Well, right now we're going to take a short break, but hopefully everybody comes back to see what's going to happen next, because he's got all kinds of creatures here. So we'll be right back with more Focus. So stay with us. Welcome back to the second half of Focus. I'm just having a ball in the studio with Mr. Science and Melany. Welcome back again, and I'm glad nobody went away, because this is going to be a fun show. I got tears in my eyes. I'm laughing so hard. Okay, Mr. Science, you had something to ask the audience, I think.
Yeah, well, I brought some critters. You know, in the first segment we had the spider, and we didn't get a chance to ask if anybody had any questions about it, because we're always trying to answer any questions. Anybody got any questions about it? Oh, I love this. Spider food. No, she eats crickets, and they taste like peanut butter. Well,
Yes, he does.
we cooked some up, and one time we did a program. It was called How to Eat a Bug, and we had hundreds of people come to the auditorium to watch me eat a bug, and they all ate a bug while I watched. But
oh my goodness!
But it was really a thing about psychology and understanding the urban legends, if you will, about rat hairs and hot dogs and all these other things that we always hear about. And what we did was we addressed those actual facts and put them together in such a way that there's a reason that there's some countries it's normal to eat one food, and other countries it's normal. It's the way you're raised,
Right.
And so we have rules here, laws the Food and Drug Administration follows, and we put all that together in the context that someday, if we go into space, if we're wanting protein for our space travelers, you're not going to want to take a cow along in orbit. You're going to want to take something like a smaller creature, and crickets are a good example of that. So it turns out that all your arthropods have basically one of two flavor groups, if you will. In other words, the chemistry reacts to tongue in a certain way, and that's seafood or nuts. And to prove that, we ground up dry roasted crickets put them in a cookie that had no peanuts or peanut butter in it. And everybody ate that, and it tasted like peanut butter cookies.
Wonderful.
Yeah, but you couldn't tell.
I've had chocolate-covered grasshoppers and bees, and brought back from other areas. So
we did all that stuff.
You're absolutely right. Once you fry it or cook it up a little bit with a little marinade, you never know the difference.
Yeah, it's all up here. It's what you're used to.
You brought us a little friend along too, and I can't wait to get him out of here.
This is Gus, and let me get him. Come on up.
I just love this guy. He is so precious.
Gus is a lot of people that see him. We have a problem with released animals, pets that have been let go or escaped. Here in Florida, it's a big problem. And one of the ones that we get around here a lot is iguanas. And a lot of kids will think that this is an iguana, because those were kind of popular for a while.
And what is he?
This is a bearded dragon from Australia. And
beautiful.
They don't get as big. You could pet them. They don't get as big as a iguana. They are more docile. They will puff up the skin underneath the chin there to look like a beard.
Oh, that's wonderful.
It'll darken, and they just like to sit there in the sun. And they have a really cool thing they'll do. They'll bob their head up and down. And I'm sure you've seen smaller lizards doing that and flaring out the skin underneath there. And they'll do that to attract a mate. And the females, what they'll do is really funny. They'll take their hand and they'll raise one hand up and kind of go like this as a response to him sending a signal saying, hey, I'm feeling a little amorous there.
Ooh, look at that beard.
So we'll take him around, and funny thing, he'll float too. He can puff up his skin.
Oh, yeah, we found that out by accident.
Yeah, by accident.
By accident.
Good one. And he had a little accident during a show, and I was the recipient of his release there. So after the show, we were in a hotel. This was in New Orleans. That was in New Orleans, right?
Yep, New Orleans.
We're doing a presentation.
You're doing
there.
Animalopolis.
Doing Animalopolis in New Orleans years ago, and
Back in 2006.
I was a bit of a mess and had to hop in the shower, and I thought, well, I got to clean him up, so come on in the shower with me. I'm showering with lizards, yeah. So I'm filling up, and I look down there, and he just fills up like an air balloon. He's floating around in the warm water, just happy as a camper, And it was really funny. But I suppose that they do that
I'm
to
sure he
survive
loves some
the
right
desert.
now.
Oh yeah,
A big bath of water. And you have a song written about this guy, right?
Yes, and he loves music too. Yes, I do music therapy for my lizards.
Oh, wonderful.
During our movie making camp at the laboratory, Gus starred as Godzilla while the kids made a B movie about the city being destroyed. And
wonderful,
so Gus came in. Yeah.
That's great.
And this song, Gus, teaches kids, this is from our Animalopolis CD, which teaches kids lessons, teaches kids about animals and also about life. So this is all about the beardy Gus.
And we have a reptile.
Mr. Science.
We have a reptile joke that we do during. We always got to share the joke.
Tell us.
He's got to interrupt
All right.
with his joke.
What do dinosaurs have that no other animal has?
Oh.
Tough one.
Scales?
Baby dinosaurs.
Oh. All right. And I thought mine was that they don't.
See, that's a good
Go
joke.
ahead, Melanie. Sing your song.
Way down in the land down under lives the beardy Gus. Don't know why they call him a dragon, 'cause he seems to like us. Spiny fingers run down his sides and underneath his chin. Funny lizard puffs up his beard and looks like a little old man. I love Gus. I love Gus. Way down in the land down under lives the beardy Gus. Don't know why they call him a dragon, 'cause he seems to like us. He got a big hip hop to the music, then he waves hello. Funny lizards stack up together, keeping warm is his goal. I love Gus. I love Gus. I love Gus.
Oh, look at that.
Yes, Gus.
Now, how many animals do you have altogether with this?
Oh, way too many. Some of the creatures that we bring out are robotic. And I
Really?
make the point that we are losing a lot of species here on the planet at a rate that is, alarming, and that there are, plastic, and virtual animals that are coming on the market, and imagine having a zoo or a forest where none of the creatures were real. That's
Like the dinosaurs, they have the dinosaurs,
right.
a dino rider type thing.
Right. Imagine if you
Yeah.
went to see like a zebra or something, that,
Yeah.
a lion or an elephant or something you would normally think that you could see at a zoo, and it was just a giant robot. I mean, the idea that it seems foreign to us right now that we would have to, be concerned about something like that. But it's up to us to make sure that doesn't happen.
Okay, well,
So-
would you like to do another song for us? We've got
Sure, this
a few
is
minutes left here.
the title track, Animalopolis, to our new CD. And this is also the show.
Animalopolis.
Animal-
You said it. Animalopolis. Yes, right there.
No.
Yeah,
We
Animalopolis.
were practicing that word, and I think I botched it up more than probably any kid that was ever.
I came up with that years ago for the
Animalopolis.
very special arts, which you're aware of, and as part of our program at the zoo where all the special needs kids would come down, which we did a whole thing on that, and Miss Melany wrote a song for us about that. And,
Well, let's hear it.
Now
We've
we've
got.
got
I got a
minutes
music instrument
left.
for you to play with her, real quick.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, you got it.
yeah.
Here, so I know we have other people out here in the camera crew and stuff that wanted to play music instruments too. I'm just going to show you how this works. I take a straw, and I'm going to make a mess here. We're just going to, I'm going to cut a reed here, and it takes a little practice. You just screw it like that.
All right.
Now we make it shorter.
Good.
There we go. Get a really short one. We go. Ah. All right. Well, give each, anybody want a musical while she's playing? Go ahead. We'll
There
make
you
sure
go.
everybody
Give
gets
our
one.
camera people some.
Animalopolis, Animalopolis, it's a metropolis at the zoo. Animalopolis, nothing can topple us, we've got a show for you. Tigers and zebras and monkeys and snakes, lions and kangaroos, gators and geckos are taking a break, watching the wallaroo. Animalopolis, Animalopolis, it's a metropolis at the zoo. Animalopolis, nothing can topple us, we've got a show for you.
All right, finally. I could never get my straw going. I'm sorry. I should have
Takes a while.
practiced before the show.
Yeah,
I hope that was the straw.
Well, you guys are great. Now, where
So-
can we find your CD at?
The CD will be online. It will be on my website, kidstuffbymelany.com.
Okay.
And it'll be on CD Baby, our distributor. It'll probably be in all the stores. And also, if the kids come to our guitar school, Kid Stuff Guitar School, I will teach them how to play some of these songs.
That's
and
great.
come to the Mr. Science Children's Laboratory
In Satellite Beach.
Satellite Beach.
Yeah.
And
Where
visit
exactly
us.
is that?
Well, if you Google the Mr. Science Show Laboratory or Mr. Science Laboratory, it'll come up with a map, and you get the little thing there.
Okay.
But if you go to the Satellite Beach,
1089 South Patrick
There you go.
There you go.
Thank you.
1089
Thank you.
South
That's what we
Patrick, yeah.
needed.
in Satellite Beach.
in Satellite Beach.
There it
Satellite
is.
Beach,
Yeah.
great. I'm so
2937.
glad you
Yes,
guys
thank
came
you
on the
so
show.
much
I
for
had so
having
much
us.
fun. What a fun show this
It
has
was a
been.
blast.
For having us.
And hopefully we'll see everybody next week with another show just like this. And maybe they'll come back again and see us with some more science. Until then, good night.